Esinam, yes.
The concept of the man being the head of the house crown, I have a problem with it.
Okay.
Because I think that each human being has their strengths and their weaknesses. Regardless your gender, you have your strengths and weaknesses. When you find somebody and decide to form a union with the person, depending on your strength in specific situations, you will lead. So if it is me, in this instance, my strength is the financial side, I will lead in that side. If your strength is on taking care of the home, you will lead on that front. So everybody leads in their capacity, not because of the kind of genital organ they have. Really, it's two people who have decided to be together. We should love each other. We should submit one to another, as the Bible says.
Nice.
We should love one another. It is a union that you are having. It's not a master servant relationship. It's not a boss apprentice relationship. It is a partnership. You have decided to spend the rest of your life in union with somebody. You take care of each other. You love each other. Who is head and who is tail doesn't, like, why should there be power dynamics among two people who love each other? Like, why?
Did you want
Why
to say
should
something?
two people why should two people who love each other, who have decided that they're going to have babies, create a family, why should they be concerned about who is boss and who is subordinate? Like, I don't get it. Maybe someone has to explain it to me in another way.
The marriage is not like somebody is boss, somebody is a subordinate. It's a partnership kind of thing. If you love each other, you love your husband, or you respect your husband also respects you.
Thank
you know,
you.
It kind of has its way of working. And if you are the head, it doesn't mean that you are the boss or okay, nobody says anything. But it's a responsibility. Being the head is a responsibility. You have to make sure that you're taking care of your wife. If there are kids, the kids are well taken care of. So it's not like if you are the head, it means that you get it. And it's the man who is the initiator. Don't forget, it's the man who goes looking for a wife. So he comes to you. Oh, I see
in
you.
this
I love
21st
you.
century, it's not.
I mean, he comes to you. I want to marry, and then you agree to marry the man. So as you agree to marry him, then you should know that, I mean, definitely there's going to be a partnership, but at some point you may have to defer to the man in certain decisions.
Marilyn, what sayest thou?
You see, the man is the head of the home. In every team there is a leader. There is just no team that has no leader. So all of us are leaders, yes, but we still submit to somebody who is the overall leader. Again, it is not a boss and subordinate relationship. It is a partnership, but that's why I said you only accord one person as the first among equals. Now, even with twins, we have an older twin, we have the younger twin, but they all may have come even at the same time, probably just 1 minute apart. But we have the older one, we have the younger one. It's the same in marriage. The man leads because he has been put there by God. I think that most of us do not understand the magnitude of the authority God has given your husband over you. That is why he did not say, women submit to men, but he said, wife, submit to your husband.
Your own
husband. There is an authority God has invested in your husband, which if you go against, you will have problems. Now, sometimes because we don't see it glaringly working against us.
This authority, is it only in Christian husbands?
Well, I am talking from a Christian point of view.
Okay, no, I just want, because I mean there are people who are listening who may not be Christian. So are we saying? I just want us to be clear. That's why I'm asking.
As far as what we are saying and saying obeying scriptures, it means that we are looking at the Christian perspective of this. Okay. So please don't find trouble for me.
No.
So you see, if you understand, somewhere in Numbers, I think 30 or so.
Refer to the notes.
Now, the God has given your husband so much authority over you that even when you make a vow and your husband revokes that vow, it is binding. And when your husband also decides to let it be, whatever consequences of that vow you have taken is also binding on you. If a man can do that, if God recognizes your husband's revocation of a vow that you made, even on your own accord, without you telling him, that tells you that the man in your life is not just ordinary, although he may look so. The unfortunate thing is that I would say many men do not even know how much power they wield
And
because-
responsibility.
and responsibility they wield. You know, because most
Because they
of
like
the
to talk
time-
about the power. They don't like to talk about the responsibility.
Actually, he was made so.
That's where my point is, because we are so hung up and so drunk on who is supposed to be leader, who is supposed to be head, and we are forgetting all the responsibilities that come with it.
No, Marilyn was coming to that.
You they continue.
You see, women were created with unique abilities, but even in all our abilities, we were not made leaders. We didn't come.
No,
we didn't
you
come
have
the
to
world
again.
No,
you have to
no,
put it
no,
in the
no.
in
marriage.
the context
No, no.
of course, we are talking.
She's
about
talking about
marriage.
the context of marriage, not the
Yes.
context of your
Your
job
job.
or
Yeah,
your.
for our jobs, everyone is just chopping posts. You
She's
understand?
talking about
But
in the context of the two.
in the marriage, it is only one person who is called husband, and it's only one person who is called wife, or maybe he may have wives. But the commandment of respect, although the verse 21 of Ephesians 5 would say submit ye one unto another, that should have been enough. But if it went down to now break it, that women submit, husbands love, it means that there is a place for leadership that has been created. And we must respect that. Now, I try to liken it sometimes to the organizational setting. Although, of course, there are differences, but there are similarities. Now, you may have sometimes a dysfunctional boss at one point in time. As a boss, no. But although you have the business acumen, you hardly go around shouting that you do all the work. You may discuss with a few friends, but not in front of your boss. Not at that board meeting. You won't disgrace him. Or you won't want to show everybody that, yes, I am the one who did it. My boss cannot do it. It's the same thing in the home. The woman may be richer. So we are coming to the all that. The woman may be indeed all that. But we must respect authority. Because that man is not ordinary. There are men who don't have money, but their presence in your life in itself is saving you from some calamity you never knew about. You know, there are certain marriages that are on a redemption mission. So you realize that there is not much joy, or there is not much peace, or not much riches, but at least they have peace of mind. And that is because that man probably has a very strong spirit that is backing you. And because of his presence in your life, there are certain things that are not getting to you. So you would see yourself flourishing, but he is actually your gate. The moment you abuse him, you see, every seat comes with power. And every authority comes with some powers that back
Are you
it.
gathering your offering?